Hello everybody and welcome to Advanced Pattern Trader. Today I want to talk about the advanced bat pattern. I haven't covered this one yet, so we're going to go through a little educational tutorial on how to identify the bat pattern. I have one marked out below here, but we're just going to draw it out here quickly. The easy thing with the bat pattern is everything happens between X to A leg, the initial anchor leg. So once you find your anchor leg, X being down here and A being up here, all the B and the C and the D, the completion, happens all between these 2 points. So your main focus is between this low and this high. You don't have to look outside that. What makes this easy to do. So once you've identified your X to A, you grab your Fibonacci retracement and you go X to A, and we're looking for a 50% retracement. So price has to come down and touch at least the wick of the candle, the 50% retracement, but it cannot touch the 61.8. Price can come down, it can go and even close over 50%, can come all the way down. As long as it does not touch the 61.8, it's still a valid bat pattern. Just for today, in our drawing, we're going to have a 50% retracement. So once we got that, put our B in. And now we're looking for a 61.8 from A to B. So you swing high, down to B, and we're looking for 61.8. So price can come up. It can touch the wick of the candle or the body of the candle, doesn't matter, at least a 61.8. And as long as it does not go past A. The wick or the body cannot go past A. So you've got this whole area from 61.8 to back up to the highs where this particular price can stop. Again, for this tutorial, we're going to have spot on 61.8. Obviously, when we go to the charts where the price action is, very rarely it's exactly 50%, 61.8 exact completions, but we will have a look at that shortly. C, nicely up there. And once we've recognized X, A, B, C, we're looking for our D point, which is also our completion point, where our limit orders will be. Again, this isn't a video on how to trade. It's just purely a tutorial on how to identify. Grab our retracement. And we're looking for an 88.6 retracement of X to A, and then price can come all the way down to 88.6, and that there is our D point and also our completion of our bat pattern. It's a very simple pattern, very simple, very similar to the Gartley pattern, which I also trade, and I also have done a tutorial on the Gartley. The bat pattern is one of my favorite. I'm actually surprised it's taken me so long to get around to do a tutorial on it, but nonetheless, we're doing it now. So once we get rid of that, that's what our bat pattern looks like. Once you've identified C and price does start to move down, you can obviously put your limit orders in. Just going to move it up a little bit. We will talk about stops and targets. Stops are always obviously below X. We'll grab a line. So I'm not going to give any recommendation on pips, but look at price action, look at structure. 10, 20 pips, 30 pips, depending on what time frame. Do your back testing and you will come up with something. But for now, below X, we're not going to Just pick a color here. Obviously red for a stop. We're not going to get too involved in it, but that's our stop. Conventional targets. We'll go from A to D, and again this will change when we actually get down to the charts, because even though we've got D completion here, our targets are on where price starts to retrace. So even though it completes at D, if price starts to turn here, we have to drag obviously down and get our targets from there. But for now, just straight to D. Conventional targets are first right here, 38.2, and then it's target 2, 61.8, which gives you relatively nice risk reward. Yeah, so that's it. I might just put some lines in here for you. So we'll go target 1, target 2, I'm only getting new to NinjaTrader 8, by the way. I'm a NinjaTrader 7 user and also a TradingView user. But anyway, I'm getting better at it, which I do enjoy the platform. We'll go down, pick another green or the same green. And so if we did come in here, so that's I'm just trying to get some idea of risk reward for you guys. You know, so you can see, even if that was, 10 pips, it is always, target 1 is always greater than a 1-to-1. And then obviously you might be able to get a 2-to-1 or 2.5-to-1 on target 2. So I hope that does make sense. We're going to go down to the charts. And you can see here in the box that I've drawn that there is a bat pattern that has completed and profits were taken. So let's get rid of that so it doesn't distract us. Bring these down too so we can use them. X, A, B, C and D. Okay, so obviously first thing I do when I'm looking for a pattern is you look at the lows, look at the highs, and you look at everything in between. The first thing that drew me to this was this huge initial move and all the price retracements and price action in between it. You can see that it's never broke the low, it's never broke the high. So straight away the first thing I do is I grab my Fibonacci retracement. I go from the low to the high, and the first thing we see is a 50% retracement right there. So we know that we have a very beginning of a bat pattern right there. So we'll draw it in as we go. Get rid of this. Grab our rectangle, our triangle. We go X, A, down to B. The next thing we do, obviously, Fibonacci retracement again, and go A, down to B, not the 50%, but down to B. And we know we need a minimum of a 61.8, but we cannot exceed A. And as we know from before, all the price action is between X and A. We know perfectly that this is the second stage of the bat pattern. So quite comfortably we can put C here. And we do have to wait it out a little bit because there is quite a bit of price action between here, but when eventually price comes down, we can see right here on this area here, it comes down, it doesn't break X. Again, Fibonacci retracement, X to A, and we're looking for an 88.6, and that comes in nicely right here. So there is our D and our completion. Triangle again, so we go B, C, down to D, and that's a perfect, well, it's not a mathematical perfect, but it is a perfect bat pattern. So we'll get rid of our Fibonacci. So 4 targets, and this is what we were talking about before. Stops below X. We're not going to get into stops because this isn't a trading tutorial, it's just purely an identification. Fibonacci A to the lower half, not where it completed, but to the bottom. And we know our first target, 38.2, right in this area here. And our second target up at the 61.8. And that was a really good trade. Took very little heat, and that's what I consider to be a perfect bat pattern. Thanks very much. Please subscribe, please hit the likes. You can also email me at advancedpatterntrader@gmail.com, and you can also look me up on TradingView, where it's Ashley_Mog, and where I also publish bat patterns, Gartley patterns, cipher patterns, and they're all here. And I do this as much as possible. I've only been doing it heavily just recently, but you can find me there. Yeah, so please like, please subscribe, and check me out on TradingView. Shoot me through an email. I'm happy to help in any way I can. Thank you.